Hi everyone. As you know, David Cameron, the moronic Prime Minister that we had, brought out a law that every person that had a vehicle had to wear a seatbelt. I don't know if you can see, but I'm not wearing a seatbelt. He also brought out a law about smoking in a car, but as you can see, I smoke. I don't drive with a seatbelt. The seatbelt's behind me, plugged in at the seat. I wrote to Prime Minister, moronic Cameron, and said to him, if you're making the law for seatbelts to be compulsory, you are also accepting the responsibility for any injury caused by that seatbelt. Now, don't get me wrong, I always wore a seatbelt until they made it compulsory. Now I told Cameron, if he's prepared to pay me £40,000 on demand should I have a car accident and be injured by the seatbelt, I will wear the seatbelt. But he never replied to the letter because he knew that what I was saying was a fact of life. You cannot make a law for somebody to wear a seatbelt unless you're going to accept responsibility for any of them injuries caused by that seatbelt. Then they brought out their own smoking in cars. At the end of the day, it is nothing to do with David Cameron, Theresa May or anybody else in politics to tell people what they will do or what they won't do in their own car. And when I wrote to him, I said, when do I expect my new car? Because if you're going to tell me what I'm going to do in my fucking car, then you can fucking pay for it. You can provide the fuel, you can provide the car, you can provide the tax, and you can provide all the repair bills. But if you're not going to provide me with a car and pay all the bills, then don't fucking sit in that parliament and tell me what I'm gonna fucking do in my fucking car. Again, non-compliance, no reply to any letters regarding the bullshit laws that are put in place in this country to fucking dictate what you will or what you will not do in your vehicles or your homes. It has got nothing to do with the government, what you do or what you don't do in your own home or in your car or on your land. Nothing whatsoever. So why don't you people wake up and smell what the fucking bullshit that these pillocks in Parliament, your corrupt police, your corrupt courts, your corrupt council, your corrupt fucking everything to do with government. Why don't you open your eyes and listen to the bullshit that they keep doing? They're ripping away your human rights. Every person has a right to travel. And yet you let them rip you off day after fucking day after day. When are you going to grow some balls, open your fucking eyes and realise just what they're fucking doing? Because all they're out for is your money. That's it. It's not about law or protecting the people, it's about protecting the gravy train. You've got fines for speeding. Nobody has a right to charge you for driving your vehicle. Nobody. I won't pay fines. I am sick to death of being ripped off by a bloody corrupt council or a corrupt police force, or a corrupt court that upholds corrupt councils and corrupt bloody laws. It's about time people woke up and said, enough is enough. You are a fucking corrupt government. We are sick and tired of it. If you refuse to pay, what are they gonna do? The power is in the people. It's your fucking money. If you turned round and said, every one of you, turned around and said, fuck you, we are not going to pay it. What are they going to do? Are they going to put 50 million people in a fucking jail? No, they're not. They might put me in jail for making this video, but I don't give a monkey's fuck. At the end of the day, the police are corrupt. The videos that are on YouTube proves it. Look at them. See what the police are doing to people. See what the courts are doing to people. You must have seen the one on mine. I don't take any bullshit from any coppers. And I certainly don't take any bullshit from any of the fucking courts. And I will not stand by the fucking Crown or the government, because the Crown has walked away and let the government treat people like fucking shite. And it's about time people turned around and said, well, that's enough. You say people are parasites. No, the people aren't parasites. People on dole aren't parasites. What are parasites is the bloody Crown that take billions in taxpayers' money to have a lavish lifestyle. You've got people like David Cameron, Ian Duncan Smith, Theresa May, the moronic fucking arsehole Jeremy Corbyn, that all they're out for is what they can get. They're just out to line their pockets for the few years that they're in Parliament, get as much as they can, and then if they get kicked out, it don't matter, because you've already paid them millions of pounds. For what? For sitting on TV, being paid by TV to do interviews and what have you. They don't do them for nothing. Time people walk up and listen to what these people are saying. Grow some balls and start fucking fighting, because if you don't fight, you're just giving this country away to them, same as my parents and their parents and everybody else's parents did to us. Our generation was ripped off. Their generation was ripped off. It's time we all stuck together and said, you know, we've had enough. Every item in this country has a 20% tax. The fucking government for years have been putting more tax and more tax and more tax on cigarettes, beer and fuel. Why? Because it's the most things that everybody uses. A lot of people smoke, a lot of people, I would say about 90% of people drive or get buses or whatever. Every person in this country uses a vehicle at one point or another, whether it be a train, a bus or a car. And the reason that fares are placed on high rates is because the fuel is high rate, and the fuel is unbelievable. 75% of fuel is taxed. Goes to the government. I wrote to the government regarding this, and I turned round to them and I said, what you're doing is corrupt. These taxes are corrupt taxes and illegal taxes. You shouldn't be allowed to do them. And I got a letter back, and I put in that letter tobacco, beer and fuel. What they came back was with a letter saying that the reason the tax is on cigarettes is because it costs money to go for NHS. Bullshit. What about all the fucking fuel on tax on fuel? What about all the tax on beer? I mean, me myself, I don't give a shit because I don't drink. But at the end of the day, I do use my car. And I do pay for tax on fuel. Why should we pay more than 20% tax on fuel, beer and cigarettes? We shouldn't, because it's a corrupt tax and it's upheld by a corrupt court. If you want to do something, get off your asses, get off your keyboard, or even get on your keyboards and start writing to the Prime Minister telling them that you've had enough with their bullshit corrupt taxes. We should all stand together and do a petition that we can petition the courts. If 300,000 people petition the courts complaining about corrupt taxes on fuel, beer and fags, then that court would have to stand by the people and they would have to turn round